Hello students, new point today. Valuation of inventories means valuation of unsold stock lying with the consignee. While valuation of inventory, we follow the principle of conservatism, that is, stock is to be valued at cost price or net realizable value, whichever is lower. Okay. In 11th, we have studied conservatism principle, and according to this principle, all prospective losses should be recorded in the books of accounts, but all anticipated profits should be ignored. Due to this principle, we will value stock at cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower. Now here cost price means purchase price of goods plus expenses. Cost means not only the cost of goods but also all expenses incurred till the goods reach the premises of the consignee. Such expenses include packaging, freight, cartage, insurance in transit, octroi, import duty, etc. But expenses incurred after the goods have reached to the consignee's godown, such as godown rent or insurance of godown, delivery charges, salesman salary, etc., are not treated as the part of the cost of purchase for valuing inventories. Okay, keep it in mind. Here market price refers to the net realizable value. Short form is NRV. That is the value which shall be realized if unsold goods in stock are disposed of in the market. That is the value which shall be required to replace the unsold goods in stock. It is not considered. So net realizable value याचा अर्थ स्टॉक ऑफ गुड्स म्हणजे स्टॉकमध्ये उरलेली आर्टिकल्स जर डिस्पोज ऑफ केली असती तर काय प्राइस आली असती, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज नेट रिअलायझेबल व्हॅल्यू. ओके. सो नाव लेट्स सी what to do while making valuation of unsold stock. These are the steps taken. There are two steps. First is calculating the cost of unsold stock. टेबलमध्ये ओळीने काय काय ॲड करायचं ते दिले बघा. कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सेंड टू द कन्सायनर, सेंड बाय द कन्सायनर, units and rupees. Add all expenses incurred by the consignor, so it will be total cost of goods. Cost of goods sent plus all expenses is equal to total cost of goods sent less cost of goods not reached the city of consignee. कंसाईनीपर्यंत गुड्स पोचलेले नाहीत, इन बिटवीन असतील, म्हणजे गुड्स लॉस्ट इन ट्रान्झिट और गुड्स स्टील इन ट्रान्झिट, they will be deducted. Then we will get cost of goods reached by the city of consignee. Then add non-recurring expenses incurred by the consignee. Then we will get cost of goods received by the consignee less expected normal loss. Tomorrow we will also study the concept of normal loss. So normal loss means जर समजा इव्हॅपोरेशनमुळे वगैरे जर गुड्स लॉस झाले, फॉर एक्झाम्पल कापूर जर ठेवलेला असेल तर तो बघा घरी ठेवून उघडा ठेवला तर थोड्या वेळाने तो लहान झालेला दिसतो, कारण त्यात तो इव्हॅपोरेट होऊन जातो एअरमध्ये. सो अशा पद्धतीचे जे लॉस आहेत दे आर एक्सपेक्टेड नॉर्मल लॉस, सो इट शुड बी डिडक्टेड. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स अवेलेबल फॉर सेल वी विल गेट and cost of unsold stock. Then second step is to calculate net realizable value. Unsold units, realizable value per unit, unsold units into realizable value per unit, then we will get total realizable value less realization expenses. ही व्हॅल्यू मिळण्यासाठी जे खर्च येतात ते वजा करायचे. Then we will get net realizable value. And step third is we will value unsold stock at cost of unsold stock or net realizable value, whichever is less. Okay. Here I have given some expenses of consignee and consignor. Some examples of consignor's expenses and examples of consignee's expenses are given here. So these expenses here to keep in mind while solving the problem. Okay. So now let's solve first problem of valuation of stock. म्हणजे टेबलमध्ये जे दाखवले ते कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं ते ॲक्च्युली तुम्हाला समजावं म्हणून आपण हा प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व करूया. सी द प्रॉब्लेम. Mr. X provides you the following information. First, goods sent by X to his agent by 10,000 units at ₹20 per unit. Second, Mr. X's forwarding and insurance expenses 50,000. These are the expenses while sending the goods to the agent. Then agent took delivery and brought the goods to his godown after incurring expenses at ₹1 per unit. Goods sold by the agent 7,300 units. Out of 10,000 units, goods sold by the agent 7,300 units. It means 2,700 units are unsold. 7,300 units were sold at ₹30 per unit. Fifth, agent's commission 5%. You are required to calculate the amount of closing stock, that is closing inventory, in each of the following alternative cases. Case A, if no other information is given. Case B, if owing to fall in market price the value of normal stock is to be reduced by 10%. Case 3, if owing to depression in the market a special trade discount of 10% is to be allowed to sell normal stock. So we have to calculate amount of inventory, closing inventory in each of these cases. Let's start. So here case A will prepare statement showing the calculation of unsold inventory, that is unsold stock, as we have discussed the table. A, cost of goods sent by consignor म्हणजे seller. In problem they told us that goods sent by Mr. X to his agent Y. So he is sending 10,000 units at ₹20 per unit. So 10,000 into 20, that is 2 lakhs. Okay. Now B, consignor's expenses. See the problem. Mr. X चे खर्च दिलेले आहेत. So add consignor's expenses. Mr. X forwarding and insurance expenses ₹50,000. So 50,000. Now we'll add this and we will get C, total cost of goods sent 2 lakhs plus 50,000. This is 2,50,000 is the total cost of goods, that is 10,000 units. Now D, consignee's expenses we have to add. Agent took delivery and brought the goods to his godown after incurring expenses at ₹1 per unit. एका युनिटसाठी ₹1 म्हणजे 10,000 युनिटसाठी त्याला ₹10,000 खर्च आला आहे. सो वी हॅव टू ॲड consignee's non-recurring expenses and they are ₹10,000. So it is 2,60,000. Okay, for 10,000 units. Means this is cost of goods received by the consignee. So cost of goods received by the consignee is 2,60,000 rupees for 10,000 units. Okay, now F, cost of unsold stock. As I have discussed earlier, goods sent were 10,000 units and the agent sold 7,300 units out of that. So there is unsold stock of 2,700 units. Now here we have to calculate cost of this unsold stock. This cost is for 10,000 units. For 10,000, 2,60,000. Then we have to calculate cost of 2,700 units. Okay. So here 2,700 units upon 10,000 into 2,60,000. Okay. So the cost is 70,200. You can use the calculator here. So cost of unsold stock is 70,200 and cost of goods received by the consignee total is 2,60,000. कन्सायनीला 2,60,000 कॉस्ट असलेले गुड्स मिळाले 10,000. त्यातले 7,300 त्यांनी सोल्ड केलेत. सो अनसोल्ड म्हणजे नॉट सोल्ड units are 2,700 and its cost is 70,200. Okay. So here we have completed case first. Now case B. Case B. See the case B. If owing to fall in market price, the value of normal stock is to be reduced by 10%. They told us that there is reduction of 10%. So we have to reduce 10%. So here cost of unsold stock, that is closing stock, 70,200. We have calculated this already. Less 10% because they told us that value of normal stock is to be reduced by 10%. So we have to reduce by 7020 and after deducting it we will get 63,180 and this is the value of closing stock. In the books in case B. Now case C. If owing to depression in the market, a special trade discount of 10% is to be allowed to sell normal stock. म्हणजे मार्केटमध्ये डिप्रेशन आहे त्यामुळे कस्टमरला स्पेशल 10% ट्रेड डिस्काउंट द्यायला लागणार आहे. जर द्यायला लागला तर काय होईल असं त्यांनी विचारले. सो अगेन कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक म्हणजेच क्लोजिंग. ओके, 70,200. नाउ वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट. ही आपण फर्स्ट कंडिशननी कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक ऑलरेडी वी हॅव कॅल्क्युलेटेड. जर केली नसेल तर आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करावी लागेल ही प्राईस. सेकंडनी आपल्याला वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट नेट रिअलायझेबल व्हॅल्यू. सो नेट now see here they told us that there will be the 10% discount will be given here. So realizable value is equal to 2,700 units, that is unsold units, into selling price is rupees 30. So it will be 81,000 less they told us that 10% trade discount. So we will deduct 8,100 from this amount, that is 10%. So outer column amount will be 72,900. Correct, 72,900. Okay, now out of that we have to deduct realization expenses. That is agent's commission. Agent's commission. Okay, agent's commission will be 5% of 75% of 72,900. Okay, so मी इथे लिहिते आहे 5% ऑफ 72,900. एवढे गुड्स त्याने सोल्ड केले तर त्याच्यावर 5% कमिशन त्याला मिळेल. सो इट विल बी 3645. correct, 3645. So last point is net realizable value. Net realizable value will be, after deducting this, 69,255. correct, 69,255. okay, this is net realizable value. Means this amount is gross realizable value. After deducting 10%, this is gross realizable value, and after deducting realization expenses, that is agent commission, we got net realizable value, that is 69,255. okay, so this is the value of net, this is the net realizable value. Now we have to calculate stock at cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower. okay, so here I will write it again. Value of closing stock is cost or net realizable value, whichever is less. okay, therefore value of closing stock will be is equal to, see here, cost is 70,200 and net realizable value is 69,255. so 69,255 will be the value of closing stock, because this is the smaller value. okay, ही सगळ्यात लहान किंमत आहे, विचर इज लेस असं सांगितलं आहे. सो थर्ड कंडिशनमध्ये क्लोजिंग स्टॉकची व्हॅल्यू 69,255 एवढी येईल. Now this is the second problem of valuation of inventory. This is for valuation of closing stock in transit. Mr. X provides you the following information. Goods sent by Mr. X to agent Y 10,000 units at ₹20 per unit. Mr. X is forwarding and insurance expenses ₹50,000. Goods still in transit 200 units. Agent took delivery and brought the goods to his godown after incurring expenses at ₹1 per unit, and goods sold by agent 7,300 units at ₹30 each. Calculate the amount of closing stock. So let's solve. Now in this second problem, again we have to make the table for calculation of unsold stock. प्रॉब्लेम तसा सेमच आहे, अमाऊंट्स वगैरे, फक्त गुड्स स्टील इन ट्रान्झिट 200 युनिट्स. ट्रान्झिटमध्ये असलेले गुड्स म्हणजे अजून प्रवासात आहेत, कन्सायनीपर्यंत पोचलेले नाहीत, असे गुड्स 200 युनिट्स आहेत असं आपल्याला सांगितलं आहे. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ए, कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सेंट obviously by the consignor 10,000, 2 lakhs. Then B, consignor's expenses, we have to add, see, just like this problem, we have to add consignor's expenses. So they are 50,000. Two lakhs 50,000 for obviously 10,000 units. So this is the total cost of goods sent, A plus B. Okay, 2 lakhs 50,000. Now we have to deduct cost of goods still in transit. So less goods in transit, goods in transit. So it is 200 units. So amount will be 5,000. हे 5,000 कसे आले तर तुम्हाला कळलंच असेल. 10,000 गुड्सची टोटल कॉस्ट 2,50,000 आहे. सो इट इज 25,000 पर युनिट. सो 200 into 25, that is 5,000. Okay, so out of 10,200 units are in transit, so 9,800 are the goods reached the city of consignee, and cost is 2,45,000. Cost of goods reached the city of consignee. Cost of goods reached to consignee असं म्हटलं तरी चालेल. 9,800 units and cost is 2,45,000. Now we will add consignee's recurring expenses. Consignee's recurring expenses are: agent took delivery and brought the goods to his godown after incurring expenses at ₹1 per unit. So 9,800 units he has received. 9,800 into ₹1, so it is 9,800. We will add this. So it is 2,54,800 for 9,800 goods, that is units. So heading will be cost of goods received by the consignee, 9,800 units, and cost is 2,54,800. Okay, now we have to calculate cost of unsold stock. We have to calculate cost of unsold stock in hand. For 9,800 units, 2,54,800, and in hand stock is 2,500 units, that is 9,800 minus 7,300 units sold by the consignee. So remaining units are 2,500. So we have to calculate cost of 2,500 units. Okay, so 2,500 upon 9,800 into 2,54,800. This will be the calculation. Okay, so the answer is 65,000. 65,000. Now last point. See here, for 9,800 cost is 2,54,800. How much will be the cost for 2,500 units? So 2,500 units upon 9,800 into 2,54,800. So answer is 65,000. Now we will calculate total cost of closing stock. Total cost of closing stock will be this 65,000 plus 200 units are in transit. So units 2,500 plus 200 units in transit, and cost will be accordingly. So your units will be 2,700, okay, and 65,000 plus 5,000, that is 70,000, will be the cost of closing stock, that is closing inventory. In this way we have to calculate cost of closing stock in the problems of consignment. Now we will study treatment of abnormal loss. There are two types of losses, normal loss and abnormal loss. Normal loss is unavoidable. For example, loss due to evaporation, leakage, spoilage, etc., which is normal and inherent. It is due to inherent nature of goods. But abnormal loss is avoidable loss. It is loss due to abnormal factors like fire, theft, abnormal spoilage, pilferage, breakage, etc. And it is not due to inherent nature of goods. Means if there is any accident, the unnecessary loss occurred from that accident will be abnormal loss. Okay. The abnormal loss may occur either before the goods are received by the consignee, म्हणजे कन्सायनीकडे गुड्स जाण्यापूर्वी, कन्सायनरकडून निघाल्यानंतर ट्रान्झिटमध्ये गुड्स चोरीला गेले, आग लागली किंवा काही लिकेज झालं, तर दॅट इज ॲबनॉर्मल लॉस बिफोर गुड्स आर रिसिव्ड बाय द consignee, or it may occur after the goods are received by the consignee, that is in consignee's godown. Here, when loss occurs during transit, the non-recurring expenses incurred by the consignee should be charged to the goods received by the consignee. Means total goods sent minus goods lost in transit and goods still in transit only. Okay. म्हणजे कन्सायनीनी जेवढे गुड्स रिसीव्ह केलेले असतील they should be charged. The loss should be charged on those goods. How to calculate abnormal loss? The amount of abnormal loss during transit and in consignee's godown may be calculated as under. Calculation of abnormal loss during transit. Cost price of goods lost during transit. Add consignor's proportionate expenses, म्हणजे त्या गुड्सचं प्रोपोर्शनेट एक्सपेन्सेस जे येतील ते, म्हणजे गुड्स लॉसच्या वाटणीचे फक्त एक्सपेन्सेस ॲड होतील आणि इट विल बी द कॉस्ट ऑफ ॲबनॉर्मल लॉस ड्युरिंग ट्रान्झिट. नाव इफ लॉस ऑकर्स, दॅट इज ॲबनॉर्मल लॉस ऑकर्स इन consignee's godown. हिअर इज द कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ ॲबनॉर्मल लॉस इन consignee's godown. कन्सायनीच्या गोडाऊनमध्ये गेल्यानंतर लॉस झाला तर. Cost price of goods lost in consignee's godown. Add consignor's proportionate expenses just like above. Okay. आणि कॅल्क्युलेशन करून अमाऊंट काढली जाते. So in this way we have to calculate cost of abnormal loss. Then in second case, means goods are with the consignee, we have to add consignee's proportionate non-recurring expenses also. आता याचं रिझन बघा, ज्यावेळेला कडून गुड निघालेत पण कन्सायनीकडे पोचलेले नाही आहेत, ते आर ड्युरिंग ट्रान्झिट, त्यावेळेला फक्त कन्सायनरचे प्रोपोर्शनेट एक्सपेन्सेस ॲड केले जातात, कारण कन्सायनीचे एक्सपेन्सेस कन्सिडरच केलेले नाही आहेत, कारण गुड्स कन्सायनीपर्यंत पोचलेले नाही आहेत. पण जेव्हा कन्सायनीच्या गोडाऊनमध्ये गुड्स पोचलेले आहेत आणि लॉस झाला आहे, तर कॉस्टमध्ये कन्सायनरचे प्रोपोर्शनेट एक्सपेन्सेस ॲड केलेच पाहिजेत आणि त्याबरोबर कन्सायनीचे प्रोपोर्शनेट नॉन रिकरिंग एक्सपेन्सेससुद्धा ॲड केले पाहिजेत. आणि मग कळेल कॉस्ट ऑफ ॲबनॉर्मल लॉस ऑफ इन consignee's गोडाऊन. म्हणजे कन्सायनरकडून निघालेले गुड्स कन्सायनीकडे पोचले नसतील तर फक्त कन्सायनरचा प्रोपोर्शनेट एक्सपेन्सेस ॲड करून लॉस काढला जातो आणि जेव्हा ते कन्सायनीच्या गोडाऊनमध्ये पोचतात त्यावेळेला कन्सायनीचे प्रोपोर्शनेट नॉन रिकरिंग एक्सपेन्सेससुद्धा त्याच्यामध्ये ॲड केले जातात. प्रोपोर्शनेट याचा अर्थ जे गुड्स लॉस झाले त्याच्या वाटणीचे खर्च, हे लक्षात ठेवा. नाव दिस इज द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लेम. व्हॅल्युएशन ऑफ क्लोजिंग स्टॉक when there is abnormal loss in transit, and then we will calculate when valuation of closing stock when goods are in agents go down. This is the first problem of first condition. See the problem. Mr. X provides you the following information. Goods sent by X to his agent Y 10,000 units at ₹20 per unit. Mr. X's forwarding and insurance expenses means consignor's expenses ₹50,000. Goods fully damaged in transit 200 units. Insurance company paid 80% of loss because these goods are insured. Agent took delivery and brought the goods to his godown after recurring expenses at ₹1 per unit. And last, goods sold by agent 7,300 units at ₹30 each. Calculate the amount of closing stock and net loss incurred on goods fully damaged in transit. So let's start. So in this problem, we have to prepare a table for calculation of unsold stock, which is just like last problem. That is, cost of goods sent 10,000, cost is 2 lakhs, units 10,000. Add consignor's expenses 50,000, total cost of 10,000 units is 2,50,000, less goods in transit 200 units which are lost in transit here. So we have to write damaged in transit. Damaged in transit 200 units, cost is 5,000. So after deducting it, cost of 9,800 units is 2,45,000. Then we will add consignee's recurring expenses, that is 9,800. So cost of goods received by the consignee 9,800 for 9,800 units 2,54,800. And then we have calculated cost of unsold stock in hand for 2,500 units, 65,000 is the cost. Okay, now we will calculate net loss. So calculation of net loss on goods in transit. Goods in transit. First we will prepare table of calculation of unsold stock, and then we will prepare a short table of calculation of net loss on goods in transit. Okay, particulars, units, rupees. Goods, cost of goods lost in transit, जे युनिट्स डॅमेज्ड इन ट्रान्झिट आहेत म्हणजे लॉस्ट इन ट्रान्झिट आहेत त्यांची कॉस्ट 5,000 रुपीज आहे. देअरफोर transit 5,000, units obviously 200, ते नाही लिहिले तरी चालतील. देन वी विल डिडक्ट लेस. आता ही जी कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक आपण काढला आहे आणि कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स डॅमेज इन ट्रान्झिट काढला आहे, 5,000 रुपीज लॉस आहे. पण त्याच्यात इन्शुरन्स काढलेला आहे आणि त्यांनी सांगितलं इन्शुरन्स कंपनी पेड 80% ऑफ लॉस. सो लेस इन्शुरन्स claim 80%. So 80% of 5,000 is 4,000. So net loss is 1,000 in this case. Net loss will be 1,000. In this way we have to solve this type of problem. Okay. Now in this problem there is abnormal loss in agents go down. See the problem. Problem is same. Mr. X Limited provides you the following information. Goods sent by Mr. X to his agent via 10,000 units at rupees 20 per unit, means cost of rupees 2 lakhs. Mr. X forwarding and insurance expenses rupees 50,000. Agent took delivery and bought the goods to his godown after incurring expenses at rupees 1 per unit. Goods fully destroyed by fire in agent's godown 200 units, and here also insurance company admitted 80% of loss. Goods sold by agent 7,300 units at rupees 30 each. Calculate the amount of closing stock and net loss incurred on goods destroyed by fire in agent's godown. So let's solve. So in this problem again we have to make the table. So here calculation of abnormal loss, and unsold stock, particulars, units and rupees, that is cost. Okay, this is fourth problem. First, cost of goods sent. Ten 10,000 units at a cost of rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, that is 10,000 units into rupees 20 per unit. Then consignor's expenses we have to add. That is consignor's forwarding and insurance expenses rupees 50,000. So it is 2,50,000 for 10,000 units of goods. So this is total cost. Goods sent. Total cost of goods sent is 2,50,000. Now D, we have to add consignee's non-recurring expenses. So add consignee's non-recurring expenses. consignee's non-recurring expenses. आता हे गुड्स बघा या प्रॉब्लेममध्ये सांगितलं आहे देर इज लॉस ऑफ गुड्स इन एजंट्स गोडाऊन. सो एजंटपर्यंत 10,000 गुड्स पोचलेले आहेत. सो 10,000 इंटू रुपी वन पर युनिट. दीज आर द expenses of consignee. So 10,000 rupees. Understood? So total 2,60,000 for 10,000 units. This is the cost of goods received by the consignee. $2,60,000. Okay. Now, after the goods received by the consignee, goods fully destroyed by fire in agent's godown, that is consignee's godown. Okay, so less cost of goods destroyed in consignee's godown, 200 units, and cost will be calculated for 10,000 units. Cost was 2,60,000. So how much will be the cost for 200 units? Okay, so it is 200 divided by 10,000 into 2,60,000. In this way the answer is 5,200. Okay, then goods remaining 9,800, and 2,60,000 minus 5,200 means 2,54,800 it is, and this is the cost of goods available for sale. for sale. Okay, now we will calculate cost of unsold stock. Now see, for 9,800 the cost was 2,54,800. Then what will be the cost of 2,500 units of goods, and we have calculated it earlier in last problem. So it is rupees 65,000. You can refer there. 2,500 upon 9,800 into 2,54,800. The cost will be 65,000 of unsold stock. Okay. Now we will calculate in second table. Calculation of net loss on goods destroyed. कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ नेट लॉस ऑन गुड्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. आपण मागच्या प्रॉब्लेममध्ये कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ नेट लॉस ऑन गुड्स इन ट्रान्झिट काढलं होतं. आता आपल्याला काढायचं आहे कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ नेट लॉस ऑन गुड्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. ओके. So here we have to write cost of goods destroyed by fire. This is particular column. 5,200 युनिट्स लिहायचे असेल तर इथे लिहू शकता 200 युनिट्स लेस इन्शुरन्स क्लेम which is 80%. Okay, 80% will be bared by the insurance company. So it is 80% of 5,200, it is 4160. So after deducting it, the loss will be 1040. This is net loss. Net loss. Okay, in this way we have to calculate abnormal loss in the problems of consignment. Now we will study treatment of normal loss. Normal loss is unavoidable loss because it is caused due to inherent features of the goods, that is evaporation, normal leakage, spoilage, breakage, etc. इव्हॅपोरेशनचं उदाहरण मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं कापराचं. कापूर जर आपण पाठवला तर त्याच्या वेटमध्ये कमी होते कारण तो इव्हॅपोरेट होऊन जातो थोडासा काही पर्सेंट तरी. सो धिस इज नॉर्मल लॉस जो गृहीत धरलेला असतो. नॉर्मल लॉस इज ट्रीटेड ॲज ए पार्ट ऑफ कॉस्ट बाय इन्फ्लेटिंग द कॉस्ट पर युनिट. नो सेपरेट जर्नल एंट्री इज पास्ड टू अकाउंट फॉर सच लॉस. कीप इट इन माइंड. ओके, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लेम वी हैव टू सॉल्व for valuation of closing stock when there is a normal loss. See the problem. Goods sent by Mr. X to his agent Mr. Y, 10,000 units at rupees 20 per unit. Mr. X's forwarding and insurance expenses rupees 50,000. Agent took delivery and bought the goods to go down after incurring expenses at rupee 1 per unit. Same problem is discussed here. Goods sold by agent 7,300 units at rupees 30 each. Goods lost in agent's go down due to normal causes 200 units. Calculate the amount of closing stock. So let's calculate the amount of closing stock, that is unsold stock, in case of this normal loss. The problem is same, only we have to calculate value of unsold stock when there is a normal loss. Okay. सो प्रॉब्लेम एवढा पाठच झालेला असेल. कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सेंट 10,000 units and 2 lakhs. Then we have to add consignor's expenses. So they are 50,000. Total cost is 2,50,000 for 10,000 units. So total cost of goods sent. For 10,000 units, 2,50,000. Okay. Now D, non-recurring expenses of consignee. So consignees non-recurring expenses, they are 10,000, 1 rupee per unit. So we have to add this 2,60,000 it is for 10,000 units. So it is cost of goods received by the consignee. So now they told us that there is a normal loss of 200 units in the agents go down. So less normal loss in consignees go down 200 units. आता ही जी 200 युनिट्स आहेत ती ड्यू टू इव्हॅपोरेशन, ब्रेकेज, लिकेज ह्याच्यामुळे झालेली आहेत. सो दे विल बी डिडक्टेड. 9,800 युनिट्ससाठी 2,60,000 रुपये कॉस्ट पडलेली आहे असा अर्थ आहे त्याचा. ओके. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स अवेलेबल फॉर सेल, units of goods 9,800 and their cost is 2,60,000 because there is a normal loss of 200 units. Normal loss हा कॉस्टमध्ये कॅल्क्युलेट होत नाही. ओके. इट इज ट्रीटेड ॲज पार्ट ऑफ द कॉस्ट. सो 2,60,000 रुपये एवढी कॉस्ट पडलेली आहे 9,800 युनिट्सची. नाव वी विल कॅल्क्युलेट कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड गुड्स, कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड stock or goods or inventory for 9,800, 2,60,000 and what will be the cost for 2,500 units of goods, means 9,200 minus sold goods, that is sold units 7,300, so remaining units 2,500. So here 2,500 upon 9,800 into 2,60,000. Okay. अशा पद्धतीने आपण काढू शकतो. अँड द अमाऊंट इज 66,327 मीन्स 66,326 पॉईंट आहे. राऊंड फिगर 327. ओके. सो इन दिस वे कॉस्ट ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक वेन देर इज ए नॉर्मल लॉस विल बी कॅल्क्युलेटेड जस्ट लाईक दिस. इथे बघा नॉर्मल लॉस जो आहे तो वजा केलेला आहे, पण गुड त्याची कॉस्ट काही वजा केलेली नाही आहे, कारण ह्याची जी कॉस्ट आहे ती सहन करावी लागली आहे असं गृहीत धरलेलं असतं. म्हणून 9,800 ना 2,60,000 एवढा खर्च आला आहे असं कॅल्क्युलेट केलेलं आहे आणि त्याच्यावरून अनसोल्ड स्टॉकचा कॉस्ट काढलेली आहे. ओके. इन दिस वे हिअर वी हॅव फिनिश्ड द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ abnormal loss as well as normal loss. We have studied difference between normal loss and abnormal loss also. Now from tomorrow onwards we will study full problems of consignment account and journal entries, etc. That's all. Now let's discuss the difference between abnormal loss and normal loss. Basis of distinction: normal loss, abnormal loss. Normal loss is unavoidable, abnormal loss is avoidable. Normal loss occurs due to inherent features of goods and abnormal loss is normally due to theft, fire, spoilage, pilferage, breakage, leakage, etc. Normal loss is treated as a part of cost. Abnormal loss is not treated as a part of cost as it is abnormal. Normal loss value is not calculated separately. Abnormal loss value is calculated in the same manner as value of unsold stock. Normal loss value is adjusted by inflating the cost per unit as under. And abnormal loss value abnormal loss value is credited to the consignment account in order to calculate the normal profit or loss in consignment. In case of normal loss, no entry has been passed, and in case of abnormal loss, following entry is passed to account for such loss. Profit and loss account debit for loss, insurance company account debit for claim admitted to consignment account for total loss. When we received insurance claim from the insurance company, we will pass the journal entry accordingly. Cash bank account debit to insurance company's account for the claim amount received afterwards. Okay.